Oscar.
Hi.
Well, meet again.
Yeah.
Self-confidence is our subject today. Your experience of self-confidence or lack of
Yeah,
self-confidence.
that's really my experience of it in a lot of ways.
Okay. I have an episode from my work today. We talk about self-confidence, or it begins with a lack of self-confidence. New people from the job center show up suddenly, and my participator just shrink. No self-confidence, not comfortable with the situation. I have to literally carry the people in the meeting.
And that's even hard for the person coming new into the thing. Like,
Oh,
how like
that
that could be heartbreaking for them too. Like if everybody gets in that way.
Yeah, we didn't know that these people show up. It was a person from the job center who was sick, and the replacer show up suddenly from absolutely nowhere. Like, for instance, the people just pop up here in our talk from absolutely nothing. And for people with neuropsychiatric disabilities who are very depend on knowing what's happening, this was an absolutely disaster. So it was really an example of lack of self-confidence. We fixed the situation, but it was a tough time for everybody.
I have some kind of middle ground in my case. I have controlled chaos.
Okay, in what way?
Like it's control the outer borders, but inside it could be totally chaotic.
Most of the people I work with, and I'm familiar with it too, has a problem in school with a lot of the feeling of I'm not good in everything. It affects people more than you can think. Yeah. Have you any experience
of failings before I got my diagnosis thing, and I had constant failures because nobody knew what it was. It made me fail so much. Nobody knew what it was, and they were just thinking that I was lazy. And the usual drill when someone doesn't make school, and calling them lazy, like and all those stuff.
Why don't try a little bit?
Yeah, exactly. Like they don't want to see what could be the problem. They just want to see you need to do this. Like you need to do like others.
So
that doesn't work in that case.
No, and that's not helping people with the lack of self-confidence to build self-confidence. That feel that I am a fail, I'm failing with things, and absolutely no understanding from the people around you doesn't help at all.
Yeah, it's almost anything in life. Like if you have those, we call them neuropsychiatric disabilities or social disabilities, we should call them in a way. That should be the new everyday word for it. We could use the other in science, but it's like that for everything. If you talk to people, you have most of people who has a lot of failures there. They get misunderstood, they misunderstand, they can't read them, and vice versa. Have a lot of failures there too, and school and everywhere.
I'm really not exactly the social type. If I'm going out in a restaurant, in a bar, I'm not the spontaneous person. I don't talk with people around me. I'm more about doing my own stuff.
Yeah. People will get shocked if they have seen me on YouTube and talked to me on YouTube. If they saw me in those situations just 1 year ago or something, they would get shocked in a lot of ways. Like, that's not. You have seen me back then. I know. Like I'm way more outspoken in every way right now, and that's acceptance, not self-confidence in my case. Acceptance is my key there. I still don't have the self-confidence to really be out there. People know that know me deeply. Some of them have heard me talk about it, and they know about it.
I who work with people who have bad self-confidence or lacking of self-confidence on a daily basis because you don't show up in my work if you don't have this type of difficulties. We try to find out what you're good at. And if, for instance, we said you are very good in football, then we create the situation that you and I have to play football. And you are better than me in football. He is in real life too, so it's a good example.
Yeah.
I'm a disaster in football. For instance, for a week ago, we play football with the participators, and they was far better than us, of course.
I'm pretty decent at least.
But we need self-confidence to show us bad, because that's exactly what we do. But we build them. Oh, I am more good than Andreas in football. Yes, I'm good at something, and take it from there.
You have to some way accept that you're not the best in everything, and like you're good at some stuff, you're bad at some stuff. And everybody has something they're good at. I'm positive about that. Like everyone.
Of course, and it's the tricky thing is to find it, and find a situation that you can show yourself good. And that means that I, who have the role of counselor in this, have to have the self-confidence to show me less good or even bad. I can be quite lousy in sports, but I never ever say I don't play. I'm not with you. I'm always there and play with them if the situation is created. Of course I do, and I'm lousy every time, every single time. But for me, it's a way to train my own self-confidence. I don't take any harm of doing this, because I know I'm helping other people with my own failure.
Like me, I have no problem like making a fool out of myself. Absolutely not.
No, I know.
Yeah, I have no problems in doing that.
No, I don't have
that
any
is funny.
problem with that either.
No, I actually like to do it in certain areas. Like, I have no problem with that at all, to give people the entertainment it needs. But that's just fun, in my opinion. So maybe that's not self-confidence. But yeah.
In some way, I think it's self-confidence, because you're doing it. You're doing these things. Sit here. And
but this is
with
just
me.
a crazy thing. It's still surreal to me.
But it is a way to train self-confidence, to dare to show up here and talk about this subject with me.
Yeah, actually, one story is from me. It took me about 30 years to look in a mirror for more than 3 seconds in my life. Some people know about that. It took me like 30 years to do that.
I have still probably looked myself in the mirror without doing.
Oh yeah, I can't. I just have to. I had to drag away my eyes. I just couldn't.
I just standing and looking and not do anything. It's a challenge. I always do something clown stuff when I look myself in the mirror.
I love doing clown stuff in that way. Like
but that's also self-confidence to doing this. So a tip for our viewers is begin to talk about yourself with people you trust, you feel comfortable with, and see their reactions, and starting from there. We are doing this in my work, and I'm sure that you can do it at home if you like. So that's a tip. Begin with small steps.
Or do it with some friends, because we have some ways that the family could be the problem. For my self-confidence beginning, the family actually was the problem.
Of course.
Yeah,
that
was the problem.
So can it be?
Yeah.
It must be some people you're
comfortable. Yeah, and I have actually talked about this a few months ago, I think, when my life got that turned down, like it went down, and I started to open myself. It has been a reacting thing since that. And then I actually talked about that what I heard all my life said to me and everything, but that's still in my head every single day. Like even if I have some moments where it's not, it's nearly impossible to get out of there.
The trick is to accept that your good is good enough. For me, it's the sense in self-confidence to realize that my good is good enough. My good is okay, and I don't have to compare with others and compare with other things all the time.
But if I think about one of the persons that done most to help me, even if she doesn't want to admit it in any way, she denies. We currently have a deal where she can't say something bad about her, and I can't say something bad about her myself, because we constantly do it otherwise.
Oh,
yeah, we're calling each other blind, and we're you know those when I talked last time about this friendly firearms we throw that against each other. Just it's weird, in a way, like
it's a bit. It's a bit of.
But we never like jump at each other. We just jump at ourselves.
Oh,
because of lack of self-confidence.
That's confidence in. I know that if I'm nagging on you, just for fun, I know that you don't feel bad about it, and I can take yours back.
But for every day who goes, and I still have contact with this person, I'm more and more sure that she's crazy, but in a good way.
You have make a friend, Oscar. Enjoy it.
It's kind of more than a friend, but yeah.
I realize.
I'm not saying any names here.
No, that's not necessary. Yeah. We never do that.
She has helped me a lot in ways. She comes back and forward to my life, kind of, in over the years, but she has really helped me, like supporting me, even if she doesn't want to admit it in any way. It helped me a lot.
Recognize is not the question. It's your.
It's how it helps me, even if it's just a silly thing. If it helps someone, it's worth a lot. Even if it's just a small thing. I get some emails and private messages on Twitter and stuff like that.
Yes.
I help some people.
We can also say to the viewers that the best way is to begin accept yourself is actually doing things you are good at. All right, it's easy to sit here and say, but everybody is actually good at something. Try to find it, doing this, and I think it's in small steps will help you out with this, because it's if you have our background, it's always a challenge to.
It challenges with everyone who has some kind of mental illness or anything in that corner. It's really tough, because for them, I heard with when they have depression and stuff, it goes really back and forwards for no reason. Sometimes it just goes down and up.
Up and down all the time. Yes,
it's really rough in that way, and they can't explain why.
No, of course not.
Because
and I don't think it's have any obvious reason.
No, because you could feel bad, but that's not the same thing. I have learned that depression and that's not completely the same thing. Because when you feel bad, often you have a reason. You can handle that reason. You can touch the reason why exactly you're down. For them, it's a mystery sometimes. And that has to be the worst scenario, when you don't even know why. Because then you don't know what to fight.
No, of course you not know. And therefore it's very, very important, we can say that to the viewers too, that if you're on that step of the ladder, seek professional help if you can. We must realize that not everybody of our viewers has the opportunities for professional help for free that we have in Sweden. Of course, so it's very easy to sit here and say.
It's not as open in every country. We have touched on that matter before in this situation.
If you can, try to do.
Sweden is a really open country. I learn that every day, more and more and more. We are so open with talking about things when compared to the rest of the world.
Mm. So
in some countries, this will be unimaginable.
Of course, so is it.
It will be such a big thing.
Yes, of course. But can you seek professional help in any way? I strongly recommend it, because going day after day and feel that I'm not good in some way, I don't good at all. It's really hurting you. So if you can, do it. It's worth the money. Because it can spare you a lot. So that's a recommendation. Recommendation for our viewers.
Yeah, and it could end up saving your life in a way. And if you can't do that, talk to someone you can't talk to.
That's another
exactly.
practical
if
tip.
you have someone you can talk to, that's also a situation. Especially when you take in social disabilities in the equation here. That those aren't the most social group ever. So you could even end up in a situation where you don't have anyone to talk to in that way.
Of course. So
yeah, and in Sweden it's practically impossible to, like, what do you say, isolate yourself in that way you can in certain countries. They would, the government, like those would hunt you down, not hunt you down maybe, but they will like check
you get with people like me to do some sooner or later.
Exactly. So don't try to insult or isolate yourself because people show up.
I'm sure up there. So
but yeah, in some countries they will just let you be.
And that's hurting your self-confidence even more. But it's very easy to sit here and say, but in any way, try to talk with loved ones, friends about this, and begin with that.
Yeah, before I do these things where I stream it all, I go through such a mental process to even be able to think about doing it. It takes days of mental processing to do it. Some people have actually written to me during this process, and one person, what I talked about before, especially, she wrote to me yesterday about right in the middle of this process, and like, I actually said that someday when I dare to, I will document this process with a camera, like not for like that other thing, a photographer will form around. I will do it myself, and I will do like a stream of consciousness type, and like show that even if I'm doing this, even if I'm doing all of this, I'm still fighting. I'm still in the fight. Like, don't think it's over for me in any way, and that's a thing. I'm still there with you, almost.
And that is things who build self-confidence, that you are actually there to do something. I'm not the social type if I'm going out in the restaurant or a bar. And I think that's a lack of self-confidence.
Yeah, but I'm not social until I drink. Yes, and that's not a good solution. That's not a good solution.
That's not a good solution.
No,
unfortunately for me, I don't get social anyhow. So
I get social like when I drink or like and stuff like that. I get social.
Unfortunately, most people think that it's a shortcut to self-confidence.
Yeah,
a couple of drinks and then we are on.
It's a short solution until you get into a mess, or you become an alcoholic or anything like
that's the backside of the coin, that you cannot drink yourself to self-confidence.
Exactly. You temporarily you think you have self-confidence. You think you're doing good things, but you're most of the times being a jerk.
Yes. And unfortunately, so self-confidence is a process. Realize that. And everybody can boost their self-confidence, and everybody's good at something. It's easy to say, but it's actually true. Everybody is actually good.
Then we have the constant hiding. When I was talked to you before, the hiding behind the laughters,
the clowns,
behind the smiles. That's the most common self-defense thing ever. Hiding behind a wall, a smiles, jokes, or anything. A lot of people in history has problems with that. They're smiling and laughing so much because of it. They're so funny because of it, of the brain.
I've heard John Cleese has this
Yeah.
problem.
And a
for
lot
instance.
of like, Robin Williams and a lot of people had
Mm.
that problem. Like they're really down, and that's when they're at best with those things. That happens also when you are down. You can work a lot with different things. Like you sink your whole soul into it because you don't want to think about what's hurting you.
Mm.
And that I have done that a lot of times.
I recognize.
Yeah, I do it a lot of times, like hiding away from thinking about stuff. When I started, what was it, 2017?
Oh, something like that.
It was kind of a hideaway, actually, and it really was hiding from a loss.
Mm.
Even if the person didn't die, it was still a great loss to me, and I worked my behind the part of myself to get busy 24 hours a day and just crash into bed, because then I don't have to think about it. I just do this. I never have to stop and think about it.
Oh.
And that's really weird now when that has turned around. The exact same thing that kept me down has turned around and become something positive
Mm.
because of some events, and it's
Oh.
really weird as a turn of events.
But admit that you have success in this process, and that's showing for our viewers the reason why we say that it's very important to find something you're good at, because that is helping you to build self-confidence. Yes, I have proved that I'm good at. It's very easy for people like me to sit and say that, yeah, but I know you are good, Oscar. Of course, everybody's good at something.
No. But I wouldn't recommend my way I did, because someday that problem will catch you and it will beat you down. And not everyone.
But I don't say the method, but that you have turned something like bad to a good thing.
Yeah, that's because like you turned around that mean person.
When I had my divorce from my wife to 2016, I do a lot of talking with a dear friend about the whole situation, the whole marriage. We know each other for a very long time. We begin to know each other in 1997. And then we was divorced under bad circumstances, 2016, and I showed a more common way for people with my background to talk about it. That then I probably create some bleeding ears for someone, but it's really helped to process that, because what have I done for wrong was also a question, and of course it was hurting my self-confidence. Everybody.
The thing is,
everything was crash.
The thing is, even if it would be, most often it's not one person's fault in any way.
No, of course not.
But even if it would be the other one person's fault, you will still blame yourself. You will always do. You will always ask, "What did I do wrong? Why didn't I make it work?" Even people in relationships, when the other person abused them. I use persons because I don't want to use gender stereotypes here. It's both ways.
Of course.
I could get a lot of shit for that, but I'm taking it in that way. But they always ask themselves. I've talked to people when they get out of that. It's really hard. They always think, "What did I do wrong?" The person who is kind of the victim in the case always thinks, "What did I do wrong? Why didn't I do better?" Like that they are the problem in the relationship.
I realized that my big question was, why did I stay and try to be more of a counselor than a husband for 15 years? I maybe have shown to have another role, but I literally took the job at home. I do the same thing at home as I did in work, and that I must admit was a mistake.
The only thing people could see in my way as is that I always make my own decisions. Always make my own decisions.
But then you have the self-confidence to do that.
Yeah, but people get really annoyed. I go straightly against them. Like I've done some like stayed in some things and done something. Maybe it wasn't the smartest, but most often it's just paid off in the end. Even if people have judged me for it, roughly, really roughly, like oh sweet something, they have judged me for it.
Coming back as a boomerang.
Yeah, like the people are. I've done some calls. They're staying with some people and everything. Oh, yeah, it has paid off in the end.
Yes, because you work with the problem.
Yeah.
And that also advice to our viewers that dare to work with the problem, because carrying on with things is never an happy ending. We say so. It will never be a happy end. Literally, try to solve the problem. It's also easy to sit and say, but dare to work with the problem and think that my best when I'm doing this is good enough.
I think they should do something, but don't over push yourself. That's the thing. Don't like go in deep and just go. Don't over push yourself. I've done that a few times. I have managed to get out of lucky a few times when doing it. Like not crashing against the wall. I've been extremely lucky. I've seen some people go down.
You have seen the wall but don't hit it.
Yeah, I've seen the wall not hit it. I've seen a lot of people go down to that wall. That wall has been so rough to people, and they.
I have scratched the wall but not hit it.
Yeah, like I've seen a lot of people going into that wall. Yeah, they just try to keep on, you know, when they start to fall. They try to like doing some continue with that thing even if you can't do it.
I think they carry on to doing this because it's familiar. Yeah. I have the self-confidence to do what I always has done, so I keep going and of just that
and
reason.
In my, if you call it profession doing YouTube and stuff, the viewers always expect new things, and that stress have crashed people crazy. They think that they are betraying the viewers if they take a 2-week.
Do you think this is an example of lack of self-confidence that they are going on? Or
the problem is that they don't want to let people down, and they don't want to, like, some of them just don't want to show how they really feel. Like
they don't have the self-confidence to say that this not will work for a while. Yeah, like, I will take a break.
Yeah, exactly. Like if people leave you because you take a break for mental health, why do you want them in the first place? That sounds rough. Why do you want them there in the first place? But it's really rough to say it, but why would you want them there? Like,
but if we turn it and say I'm YouTuber, I have a lot of viewers, doing a lot of stuff, then I'm going to feel bad about it. It takes a lot of self-confidence and to say that I'm going to take a break now and realize that some of my viewers going elsewhere.
You would lose a lot of viewers.
Yes, you do, but which is most important?
Health, always.
Always, but
I'm not saying
doing this.
I'm not saying that I
life.
don't appreciate my followers and my viewers. I love it that I have them there. But still, health comes first.
Yes.
For everyone, it should really come first for everyone.
But you need, my point of view is you need self-confidence to say that I must take a break here.
But the only thing I do is I always tell them the situation, like not details maybe, but I never just disappeared.
No,
I would never do that. Like that I understand if they get annoyed. You should dare to say that you need to step. I need to step down for a week or two to like collect myself.
But how to come to dare to say it? Because
I have chickened out of saying it. I just worked forward, being lucky not hitting the wall. I just dodged it or something. Like I had some days when I like felt so sick about it, but I just continued. And someday I just no, I need to take a break and I need to say it. And it was a day when I saw others go down, and Yeah, I needed to, sooner or later, I needed to take a break, or I would end forever in this.
But we can say that if you don't have the self-confidence to do it, you will face the wall.
Yeah.
So sooner or later.
And that is a big mental thing. Even if you don't have mental health from bad mental health from before, or anything at all from before, no social disability or anything, that doing YouTube, at least from the beginning, and even if you're big, that's a stressful thing in a lot of ways. Like, you need to constantly make stuff, constantly. People almost have the same expectations on YouTubers as big TV companies nowadays. And they are thousands of people on a TV company.
But how it affect your self-confidence to have this pressure? Tough question.
Yeah, that's a really tough question. I tried. I don't know exactly there, but yeah, maybe I sound a little bit arrogant sometimes when people give me compliments about it. But that helps me when I'm stressed. Reading those nice letters I've got from people, electronic letters, but still, it helps me keep going on.
Because you realize that I am actually good at
even if I
everybody needs to feel that.
I sound really arrogant sometimes when someone says I'm good. I can't take the compliment. When someone says it, I have a guy who lives in the States. I have talked to him recently on the phone for the first time. Sadly, it took so long, but he has always said I'm good at some stuff, and I must sound like the biggest arrogant jerk ever when he says those compliments, because I push them almost push them away in a way. But that's just because I don't know how to take a compliment. I still listen to it, even if
you like it, but you can't really. You don't know how to take.
Yeah, I'm not used to that stuff. I'm used to
as the first time.
As soon as I stand up, they sweep my leg.
As the first time when we compliment one of the participators for a good result in school, a really good result, and the person didn't even dare to look at us. I said, that was a wake-up call that, okay, here we have something to work with, and how can we spinning off this good result? What can we do with this to build?
This will sound a little bit
further.
pity, but some of my driving force is also about proving the one person who keeps sticking in my head saying those bad things, that person is wrong. That's a pity thing in a way. That's the thing I want to get away from. Why do I need to prove that person wrong? Why do I need to do that?
That's self-confidence that you say that to yourself. Why should I have anything to prove here?
But it's exactly. Why do I need to prove?
I'm good as I am.
Why do I need to prove that person wrong? That she was wrong about everything about me. But she will never. I think she will never know that she was so wrong about me.
But doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Why does it matter to me?
That's not the question.
Because
it's hurt yourself.
Yeah, I think I needed to feel that way to get myself up from the hole from the beginning. I need it is pitiful in a way. I have had that as a driving force, but I needed that to get myself out of the pit. I need that for the moment there. I still need it sometimes when it gets into my head. Those words and everything, because
but then you have recognized the problem.
I can tell the color of her socks in that way. If you know what I mean,
yes.
It's a picture. It's a moving picture, everything. I could draw it almost if I could draw. I'm not.
We know that you can't. So.
Exactly, I'm not good at everything, but still, then it comes back that pity thing. I say sometimes I need to prove that person wrong, but do I really? In a way, do I really?
But that is to work with your self-confidence And I think everybody has
even if
realized.
even if everyone
do.
has something in itself that will want to say, like, you were wrong to the person who did something like that. Everybody has that side sometimes. We shouldn't deny that. It's
No,
something,
of course not.
it's something
It's
deep
human.
inside. Exactly, it's human. But the problem is, I have never accepted that. I have that thing. I've talked about it before. Even if I play football or anything, it has to be perfect or bust, or it's a mess.
Black or white.
Exactly, perfect or it's a mess.
Typical for neuropsychiatric disabilities.
Like I can,
everything is heaven or
I can
hell.
do 4 goals in 5 shots and be pissed at myself. Yeah.
It was the same thing for our participators. They're good result, but the test was not 100% right. It was only 99% right.
I didn't even write an answer if I wasn't sure in school. Like, I didn't want to be wrong. At least I'm not wrong then. Exactly.
They are more. They are all something typical. I have noticed, both as a teacher or counselor, is that most time, especially the youth with this type of disabilities or challenge, are often more afraid of wrong than the opportunity to have right.
Yeah, I'm doing the other way now, in a way. I'm doing what's the biggest win? Try and fail or not try at all. Like, if you don't try, you can't win.
No. But the question is how we change this. That opportunity of a right answer is more worth than no answer at all.
The funny thing is, I'm in a ridiculous role in success right now in a lot of ways. I have, even if it's a few months went, a month or two went bad, but in a big way, I'm in a ridiculous role. Like everything is almost everything is going my way in a lot of things. I'm still worried for the time when it hits the shit hits the fan. Sooner or later, I will have a fail.
And how do you think it's affect your self-confidence?
Like, the important thing isn't that you fail. You will fail sooner or later. Everybody will fail sooner or later.
Yes.
How do you conquer that fail? How do you get out of that fail?
That's the 10,000 crown question.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
for you, for me, or for...
And it's the same thing with people if they have a fight or anything. How do you solve it? How do you solve the actual problem? Because nobody will succeed forever. Nobody will fail forever.
That's the tricky thing.
Yeah,
to say that every fail will sooner or later be a success in some area, in some times, in some questions.
And that role, like, I need to fail sooner or later just to conquer it. I know that, or it will. In a way, the further it goes without it, the worse could it be. Like,
the worse it will be.
Yeah, like I'm on a constant role.
And some people are who I work with are so afraid to try because they think like this: if I haven't tried, I can never fail because I haven't tried.
Yeah, you can't win either.
No, that's my point of view. And always try to create a situation when they had afford to try, because failure doesn't matter.
But the thing is, if you don't try, you could end up like thinking about it for the rest of your life. Why didn't I try?
And you can believe that they do.
And people say that I'm crazy sometimes for trying things. I am, in a way.
Yes, we know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but of course I try. If I want something like or anything, of course I try. Yes. In a weird way. And like I said, I'm in a crazy role at the moment, in a lot of ways. But
you dare to try.
Yeah, why not? Like I said in the interview,
most of my participants are not there yet, but they dare to try. They are more comfortable with not trying. And we try to create, I can say that for the viewers, we try always to create a situation where they dare to try and minimize the consequences of a potential failure. And we have methods and possibilities to do that. And when they suddenly dare to try and realize that, oh, that was not so dangerous, then we can begin to work with the process and hopefully get these youth people to end up that you are now, that you dare to sit here and talk with me. You have said that you have.
It's not about dare; it's about doing. In my case, I don't dare to sit here really. That process is telling me that. I have that process for days, like I said. And the worst night ever is we're doing this every 2 weeks on Fridays.
Yes.
The worst night is the first day. That's the hell. That's the worst night of the week before. And yeah.
Oh, that's because you're funny then.
Yeah, because I'm a total mess. I slept for 30 minutes this night, or something like that, because of that.
I try to going up in the work, so I use the work escape.
Yeah, luckily enough, I had another person up for another whole different thing, and I'm really happy that she solved her problem. But luckily, I have even if she said, "Do you never sleep?" Funny thing, she hasn't seen how I am up before. I could be up like that, no problem when it comes that night. One funny story is actually when I played football or soccer, as the American says, I never slept the night before a match ever. I have never slept the night before a match ever in history.
Because you are afraid of what's going to happen.
My head is going haywire. Like my head
in the match then.
Yeah.
And how do you handle this?
I didn't. That's the thing. I'm still trying to handle this. I'm still trying to handle it. I'm still working on handling.
But trying is good enough. Yeah. And there we are back in this.
And I think
trying is good enough.
And I think people should support each other instead of pushing each other down. In a lot of ways. Like I'm happy if I can support anyone, if I can inspire anyone, if I can do anything at all to help anyone in any way. I'm happy about doing it. That's great. In a way, but
that's a great feeling that you're doing some difference for others.
Yeah, even if it's even if I have to stay up like for a whole night just talking to someone about absolutely nothing, because some people say if you feel bad and you sit in the phone with them and you don't talk about the thing you're feeling bad about, that you can't feel bad. Some people just need someone to listen to. They don't need to talk about the problem. They need someone to listen to them. They just want to talk, and that makes them feel better. I have no problem sitting up at night like that for someone in that way. No problems at all. But some people just
you dare to do it.
Why don't you talk about the problem? Some people say then. What if I can't at the moment? What if I can't? What if I just need some human to listen to me? Because I think even if we can connect to more people than ever on the internet, we're lonelier than ever in a lot of ways.
And I think that is affect our self-confidence even more, because internet, social media can help us a little bit escape from the personal meeting and dare to doing the things I don't dare in the restaurant. Just say hello to a friend and other people.
Yeah, internet is a great opportunity, but it's also destructive because we need on internet we try to keep up this ideal. We try to be as ideal as possible because internet will judge you. It will judge you rough. If you do fail in something, it will go down because people
show up.
People like to beat others down because they want to feel better about themselves.
It's a bit of a show up forum.
And that thing is. Never think about that. Maybe I'm a bad example. I don't even have pictures of myself on social media because I can't post it there. I'm way too uncomfortable with that. I'm a bad example in that way.
I have a picture.
Yeah.
I actually have the self-confidence.
I would recommend Dare to do it in a way, like accept itself. I have seen some persons that I didn't talk to anymore doing that recently. Some people. I'm not going to mention any further stories there, but I'm really happy for them like that. They dare to do it because when I talk to them, when I know them, they didn't dare to. They were afraid of it. People would judge them. Either it's because how they look, their so-called race. I don't believe in races, by the way, or any other thing that they're handicapped, they're like disability, anything at all, like, or they have pimples or anything at all, anything. They could be afraid of anything to show themselves. But I've seen a lot of people that I'm really happy about that they dare to do something that I don't even talk to anymore.
We can say that if you want to boost your self-confidence, begin to do it in a safe environment. That's the first recommendation.
Like do it in a really safe environment in a way, but I have.
But dare to do it. Dare to try.
I have got success by doing it in a lot of crazy ways, and this is pure luck sometimes. This crazy way, I wouldn't recommend it. It's totally bananas. Like I have done it. I just throw myself out there almost in a way. Like,
but you dare to do
when people kind of wanted me to close down, I stepped up. And if you're unlucky, that could hit you like a brick wall in a lot of ways. If you're really unlucky, that would hit you so hard on the way when you try to get up.
If we get any tip to our viewers,
do something safer.
Do it in the safe environment, but dare to do it.
One of the reasons why I dare to do this is actually some of the guys I know them, some guys and girls that watch me, they will support me. They won't listen to the crap. They won't listen to the shit that is being thrown at my way in a lot of ways. They want me to be silent. They won't listen to it in a way because
when you know that, you can realize that this is a proof of that I am good enough. And if you can land it in that feeling that I am good enough, you can start to build self-confidence for real. And that's the challenge for my participators. They need their first success so we can start the process. Because out the process was going on, and it can't start if you don't have the first success.
In a weird way, like people have bad self-confidence in a lot of different areas. My area is the what should I call it? If I should rank it. If I go like the smallest area is with people, that's the smallest problem. Then it's friends. That's the middle thing.
What's the worst?
The worst thing is relationship and stuff like that, like being loved or anything. That's the worst area ever for me. That's the worst.
We can share that.
That's the area I have the biggest problem with. Even if the friends really help me, I have a lot of friends online. I call them friends. I don't see them as just online. If I could meet them, I would.
We can realize that you can be friends online. But I have actually the same problem. I was married for more than 15 years and break up for a couple of years ago, and I most immediately meet a new lady, and I don't realize how actually it was more of a lucky shot, because when I broke up with my former wife, I was pretty sure that now I'm starting a period of decades of loneliness, because I'm so lousy in that you describe. I'm better to help other people with their self-confidence than my own. And 2 weeks later, I meet a new lady by chance, by accident, and we start to talk, and now it's going on, and has going on for a couple of years.
That's the thing. I have talked openly about it. I need confirmation in relationships. Like I get that voice in my head. Why would they feel like that if the person who was supposed to didn't do it?
Overanalyze.
Yeah, but if person who was supposed to show you you know what I mean, unconditional love, if they didn't do it, why would they do it? Like it's a logic in a way, but still, it's rough. So that's like I have nagged them to death. I can admit that, girls in my life, about that problem that I need confirmation. I'm a pain somewhere when it comes to that. I know that for a fact. And yeah, I'm not
And
trying
this
to that.
need for confirmation
Has
is
destroyed.
typical for
But it has
people with
destroyed
this type of
relationship after relationship for me. It
Oh.
destroyed one a while ago, but for some crazy weird reason, it hasn't pushed this person away.
Hmm.
Like I said, she has to be crazy, but still, she knows me really good, so I'm not worried for that. I always worried for.
But then you have a safe zone.
Yeah, they don't know me. They need to get to know this. They need like, can I show it? Can I don't? What happens if I don't show it? Well, like everything in the same way. Like, do I scare them away if I show it too soon? Well, like what will happen in every way? It's like a constant going into the head. I know this. Like,
but the answer for most people in that situation is not doing anything, because always we are back in this. If I don't do, I don't have fail, and that's the first step to come over. That what I have to lose to try. In this case we are talking about, we are out of the comfort zone, and you have a few things to lose, but you have show that you have the self-confidence to try, and that's a good way, because sooner or later you must out and try your capability in the hard way, in the hard world, and sometimes it hurts. And
the thing is,
can you take the pain?
You
have self-confidence.
I've almost built a life of not having nothing to lose. That has been my thing. You can't like bribe me in any way. Like, you don't have anything I want really in that way. If you don't have anything to lose, it's impossible. But in a way, I know that I will be totally defenseless in a way if I go into this thing, which I have done. I still did it without a doubt. When the opportunity came, I still did it without a doubt. I know that it's actually the only thing that could be used against me to really break me down. That person has way too much power over me. And I know that some people have said that it's really crazy good to actually go into this. Once again, it's really like bananas in that way. But still, I like, what's the other thing? Should I be alone? Maybe the rest
have
of my
I
life?
Anything to lose?
Because I have realized in a way, like this could sound so weird in a way also, but why do I look for something else when I know what I want? Like, it's really crazy. I know that people say, but get over the person.
Then you even die. You still dare to try.
Yeah, I know.
And I would say the trying is the key question here.
Yeah.
As long as you don't dare to try, you can never start a process of building self-confidence. For having self-confidence, in my point of view, is that you know your own value, you know that your good is good enough, and you can take and accept that other people have another opinion about you and what you do.
I have that problem also believing in what people say if I'm valid to them. But this person, I actually, for some weird reason, believe. Because that person has shown it for such a long time that it's believable. And that person has seen me going up and down. We have been going through some really hard times because of a lot of my faults, actually. A lot of them, if I'm going to be completely honest about it. I have been the problem a lot of times, even if we have been the problem both of us a lot of times also. But still, like, I'm still good. Like, this is the thing I want. This is the thing I wanted the whole time. This is like, this is also surreal to me. Like, why didn't I succeed before in a way? Like, it came out of nowhere this time. It was as a coincidence in a way. This came in this time. It was totally. I have tried, and then I kind of, in a way, accepted in a way. Then it just came out of nowhere. Yeah.
But that's good, and this shows that you are working with the process.
And that person actually makes me believe in that person at least think I'm worth something. That person feels like that.
But that is the most important, that you have that first success, that you have some supporters who actually believes in you and believes that you are good in some way.
And the weirdest thing is, even if she doesn't confirm, like saying that a lot of times, the thing that I need to hear, I still know that she feels that way. Like, even if I get so happy, I almost like lose control when she writes it or say it. Like, still, I know it. I've never given up, even when she tried to. Like,
but the confirmation you talk about, have you still the need for this confirmation?
I still do, but I believe this one. That she feels that way.
You dare to believe
it. I do that.
We can say for the viewers that you dare to believe it now.
Yeah, don't dare to believe everything, but this thing I believe.
Oh,
yeah.
But that's a good start.
Yeah.
You must start somewhere, and the thing is to dare to start the process. As we said before, do it in a safe environment. Talk with friends. Talk with people you know about these things, your problem, feelings, whatever it is, your lack of self-confidence. You can be honest with that. And from this safe environment, dare to start the process. Get this confirmation. Yes, you are good enough. We like you. We think you're good in this. And slowly start. And when you're feeling ready, go out and meet the world.
My last words in this will actually be that daring to admit that you're not okay, you have bad self-confidence, getting yourself out, or admitting this, and really showing yourself so-called weak is the strongest thing you could ever achieve.
Absolutely.
That's the absolutely strongest thing you could ever do.
Like my participator who, after an hour, actually said that yes, getting 99% of a test is actually amazing result.
Yeah,
it took an hour, but
a few years back I couldn't live with it almost. Like in that way,
that 1%
even if I failed my whole
focus.
life, I'm still greedy with it.
That 1%
that
was
1%,
in focus.
That's failure.
And try to think in the opposite way.
What about those 99% you succeeded with?
Yes. They are worth so much more. But I think that
even if you always should try to achieve things.
Yes, but I think one of the problem is that, and especially here in Sweden, when the public sector are problem focus, have a problem focus, we should fix your problem. I heard it from my colleagues every single day. We should fix problems, we should doing things, and sometimes dare to see the healthy things in person, the healthy thing in the situation, and at least try to some point see, okay, we have some things to fix, but what are we not having any problem with? To try to see it in the opposite way. Okay, we have 3 things here, but maybe we don't have to work with all 3 things. We maybe just have to work with 1 thing, because the other 2 things are good enough. But we seems to be a problem focused sometimes and over analyze the problems. I don't say that the problems are not worth to work with, but the focus must always be to what can you succeed with, what can you do on your own, and try to help you with the rest. But always look at the healthy thing first, and that's an advice to any colleagues who say this.
But if we're going to run up, what next subject in 2 weeks?
The next subject in 2 weeks, I think it could be a good subject to have on this is social competence.
Yeah, exactly. Like that will be the next thing in exactly 2 weeks.
Hopefully
we can start on time that time.
Yes, we hope so. Okay.
Thank you for watching, everyone.
Yes, thank you very much.
I will watch the comments later when I dare to.
Well, you have the self-confidence in that.
In a few days.
In a few days.
Exactly. Or I will get them written to me. That happens a lot too.
Yes.
And yeah, thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching and have a good night.
Yeah, bye.
Bye bye.